Hi, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to finally talk to all of you guys.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you hear a bit about Nia Archives?
Say that one more time, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear a little bit about Nia Archives?
Oh, yeah, of course. They were in New York with Days and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we didn't mention.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Days.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, we saw Days Guy again. Always good to see Days
Always
Guy.
good to see Days Guy.
Yeah, it's the guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Anyways, I think our guest should take an introduction. Do you want to, or should I?
Yeah, what if we both did one?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're. I consider you like an electronic artist. You sort of span a bunch of genres, jungle as well as other dance music.
Mhm.
You just had your last album, Melodramatic, come out this year.
Yes, very
Also,
true.
a frequent, or at least an associate of T, another guest we just had on. So, a friend of a friend
Yes, oh my God.
is also our friend.
Yeah. Awesome. friends.
You want to talk a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm an electronic artist based in Chicago. Been making music for, I guess, like 2 years now. So I'm kind of new to the game.
Word.
Yeah, no, I just, I don't want to say I do everything, like, electronically, like, music-wise, but I like to kind of, not really stay in one kind of form. So I have a lot of house. I have some jungle, of course. I got some, like, Jersey shit, just kind of, like, playing around with everything. I want to describe my sound as, like, more, I guess, like, atmospheric or kind of, like, more synth-heavy than, I don't know, some of my peers. But, yeah, I've been, just having a lot of fun with it. Been doing kind of a lot of shows this year. It's my first year doing shows. I'm super grateful to everyone that's given me the opportunity to play at their venues and, like, I don't know, kind of, like, trusting in me because, I got some ideas that, I don't know, I feel like people would kind of, like, shy away from, but I don't know, there are some people in my life that kind of, like, encourage me to keep going and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Chicago's such a great hub for like EDM and stuff like that. So that's always a great thing. When would you say was your last show that you had?
My last show was Inertia. It was, I think, the 21st of October with it's like Quinn, Kuru, Bonsai.
Hey.
It was a really sick lineup.
Yeah,
that's pretty huge.
And I'm super blessed to have opened that up for everyone.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think we talked about that one on the show. I think.
Yeah.
The Quinn. Yeah, and the speakers went out and they kept going. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah. That's dope.
Well, I had just one question. How'd you get started, or why'd you get started with music? What was the sort of the inspiration?
So when people ask me this question, I try not to give a convoluted answer, but it's like, everyone else, like, I don't know, like video games,
Yeah.
like just like playing video games, of course, and you hear a song, and you're like, oh wow, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Some of I want to like say some of my like favorite OSTs growing up were a lot of Sonic music, of course. A lot of honestly, it's like it's not really relating to my music at all. But in middle school, I played Undertale, and that soundtrack really inspired me to kind of like, I don't know, just make more shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
Oh, technically no, but it's okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean,
but,
that of course that's such a influential one.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
like one of the video game soundtracks of the last 10 years. So yeah, I mean that's definitely where we sort of get this love from as well.
Yeah, for sure. Just that's
so much more music. I'm terrible for that.
Yeah,
She got everything running at once. Anyways, so where would you say it starts for you in jungle specifically? Was it always just mixed in with everything else, or?
Kind of whenever, like, are you saying like how I got into that?
Yeah.
So basically, like, kind of with everything else, but I started noticing, like, and like actually identifying what jungle and like drum and bass was, kind of like I think the end of my freshman year of high school. For reference, I'm a sophomore in college right now, but like it's like like 2020 when everything was like horrible. Just like cooped inside. Your mind wanders a lot, and I heard a lot of kind of like Days God songs where he wasn't really doing jungle as much as he's doing it right now.
Yeah.
Kind of like hearing like the amen break, and you're like, oh, I've heard this in other media before. Why does everyone use this? And you just go down the rabbit hole. First it was the amen break, and of course you got to go to the think break.
Yeah,
and it's just like
the pipeline.
You keep going down. You're listening to, I don't know, like Niles making some Minecraft break on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out Niles. Yan up here. Yeah.
So yeah.
Fire. Yeah, that's definitely we could definitely relate to that entirely. I think. I think being inside, with quarantine, I think that definitely opened floodgates for like jungle and stuff to come out, because everyone's home producing. We're getting a little nostalgic for sure around that time. So yeah.
I was just saying off the air that track Verite, the original, was like one of the first tracks that I heard from the new like age, or this new wave of jungle, the stuff coming out of like Future Retro London.
Yeah.
It was so, I think that one especially was so much more like mysterious to me back then. Like I was like, what is really happening? And it's still such a dark track for some of what they do. But like here, looking back on it now, I was like, oh my god, that was such a throwback to see that. I didn't even realize there was a remix of it.
Yeah, Tim Reaper.
But just see how much it's really grown since then. Because at the point where I think like all of us were starting to like become enlightened to it, at least.
Yeah.
Like it was just starting still. And now at this point where we are, it's, we keep finding pockets of new people doing stuff. We keep finding all these new artists that are just like super consistent, or super, like they have so much to show for.
Yeah, it's definitely it's very living and breathing thing. It's definitely been like perpetuating ever since the 90s, which is interesting, because like you find things from like '09, like, oh man, this sounds like a little different than like stuff I'm hearing from early 2000s or like late 2010s. It's very interesting. Yeah,
for sure.
So your last album, what was the process of that? Like, how did it come about? What inspired it, and how was the process of making it?
So I started Melodramatic the end of my first semester in college, so the end of 2022, and I wanted to explore kind of like the binary between my kind of like online persona and me in real life. And it's kind of like cut in half between super kind of like fun and jumpy songs and kind of like more chill and more I guess like introspective music.
Yeah, totally.
I have my friend Todash Space, my like lifelong friend. We've been friends for like 10 years. He did the intro for me. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of set the tone for like just like it's like space, just it's an experience, I guess. I don't want to sound like what's the word I'm looking for? Not cocky, but I don't know. I wanted to introduce everyone to a space, and then I kind of take everyone on a ride from going from this whole Mello persona I've generated online to who I actually am.
Yeah.
Kind of more, I guess, not as bright and expressive as all my art is, I just built the album, just a lot of Serum, a lot of Expand, a lot of, not a lot of breaks, but, just fun music.
It's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good either way.
Yeah.
Do you, advice to other musicians and artists, do you see that split between the artist, like the persona, and the actual person being something that's hard to balance? Or how do you try and deal with that?
I definitely get kind of strange whenever people come to my shows, or I don't get strange, but like I feel kind of strange when people come to shows, and I don't know, I feel like they have this predetermined like way I'm supposed to be, and I'm just not that at all.
Right.
I kind of deal with it with just like, I don't know, handing it off to, or chalking it up to, the internet being its own place and like real life being its own place too, because you can't, I think it's like really, like, you just can't treat people like the same on the internet and real life. Obviously, you get this like weird parasocial relationship with artists, and I've kind of dealt with that, not being super big, but I've kind of dealt with that, and I don't know, it's just, there's not really something you do about it. It's just something you live with, you know?
Understanding that there's two of you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's like, it is a beautiful thing though, just because, like, you know, we like there is this big gap and like bridge between like those two personas, but like music and art serves as like the bridge between the two, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah. One thing I will say though is just you can curate who you are online a lot better than you can in real life.
For sure.
So, like, just make sure that, you know, you're not overstepping bounds and using your kind of like position for like I guess like bad things.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I think it's really important, and I think a lot of Chicago artists should, you know, take that advice.
Yeah. It's a huge responsibility, you know, having the internet and having our spaces, you know, totally big responsibility. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing trying to sort of make a name for yourself, but it's even more work spending the time to really like decenter yourself.
Yeah,
with that whole thing.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you have anybody, speaking of like the scene, is there anybody you have like dream collabs for, like people you haven't worked with, people you look up to that you are just like dying to work with, even if they're not super big?
Yeah, no, of course. Like, of course, like Days God, Yesterday Never Happened.
Yeah.
I did my first show with her, like in February. It was awesome. Yeah, just, of course, T Vera. We've sent stems to each other like a lot, but we really gotta like hammer down on like getting a check out together. She's really good at what she put out an EP just now.
Yeah,
it's just really good.
Really,
like that is
it's
I heard it and I was just kind of blown away.
Yeah,
she's really doing so much for. I really want her to like be heard everywhere. Like what she's doing is really awesome.
Yeah, we try our best to push it to the people. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you.
Shout
out to you, Vera, man. But besides that, you know, just everyone that you would think of kind of working with, I would love to. I recently was like, it would really cool if I did a song with Porter Robinson.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's like, I don't know. It could be some crazy atmospheric jungle.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Super sick stuff.
That's awesome.
Any plans for the future as far as new releases or new like stuff that is in the works for sure?
Yeah, I'm currently working on a tape. I can't say too much about it right now, but I think it's gonna come out like Q1 of 2024.
Sweet.
And I'm throwing 2 shows. I have a show on the 9th of December in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
At Book Club. If anyone's listening wants to pull up, that'd be awesome.
Pull up.
If you're interested,
Blow High.
yeah, it's there.
Yeah, Blow High themed rave. You know, like the shark, the plush shark that everyone loves. It's gonna be based around that. We're giving a couple away.
Hey.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So pull up December 9th, Book Club.
That's such a cool name, Book Club.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fire.
Super sick.
Yeah, that's about all the questions you had. If there's anything you want to say about the mix before we head right into it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just introduce myself again. My name is Mello. I go by Mello Jupiter on the internet. Here's a 45-minute mix of jungle I like, jungle I've heard, and jungles my friends like. Thank you for having me on today. Shout out Todash Space. Shout out T. Shout out, you know, all my Chicago homies. And yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for providing it to us. Once again, you're listening to A Break from Reality with Mateo
and Jason.
You're listening to it on WNYU.org. WNYU. Thank you, Mello.
Thank you, Mello.
Yeah, of course. That was super fun, guys.
That was awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're gonna play it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Yeah. See ya.
Bye.